Dear Mr. President, for you to understand how Kenyans are going to vote, they're going to tell you this morning. We've been told over the hours today that Kenyans are going to vote because there's road infrastructure happening in the government. 20,000 kilometers of roads, I don't know, being either maintained and or established.
And 6,000
constructed is the reason why Kenyans standing before the ballot box come 10th of August 2027 is what is going to make them vote. We've also been told that when you are before the ballot box on that day and you remember that 100,000 teachers, the biggest number ever in the history of Kenya, have been hired by this administration, that is what is going to sway your vote in one direction or another.
And that capitation that goes to schools is one thing that you will remember and say, I am voting on the second Tuesday of August.
So, dear Mr. President, our session this morning is actually Kenyans are going to tell you what it is that is going to make them vote. And how are you going to do that? You're going to call us this morning and you're going to let us know when you will vote. Because, guys, I think we have passed the place whereby we're saying, oh, will you vote come 2027? No. So we're speaking a different kind of language this morning. When you vote, because this is not a matter of if, guys, the pain that you feel, the anger that you feel, the frustration that is now in your soul, in your spirit, one of the ways in which you can sort that out beyond this prayer and divine intervention that people are talking about is to go to the ballot. So not if we will vote, if you will be around. When you vote on August 10th, 2027, what is it that is going to help you make your decision? Things have been thrown at us this morning. They've been thrown at us the last couple of weeks. They've been thrown at us for months. What is going to influence your vote? Now, the person who is thinking about the 20,000 kilometers and 6,000 kilometers of road, how does that affect your daily 1, 2, 3? The people who cried last week when they received, not last week, a couple of weeks ago, when they received that piece of paper from their children's school that told them you thought you had a zero balance for term 2, well, you don't, because the amount of money that you will now pay is double. Those people who are crying at that moment, who are saying, this cannot be, even though you have gazetted a certain amount of money, the school where my child is going that I don't have a choice, I still have to send my child back to that school. I don't have a choice. Will they look for that money? The people who go to hospital today and are not able to get an answer, you guys, I did not realize just how true this thing of medicine not being in hospitals is. It is not a joke. That you go to hospital, you have been diagnosed with a certain thing, there's medication that has then been prescribed for you, and you're told, sorry, hakuna dawa, but you can go across the street to this pharmacy and you can purchase. Remember, you don't have a shilling. But that you were expecting that you can do that with your SHA. When you are making that decision about who you're voting for, what plays on in your mind? Remember, folks, we are not talking about if you vote. We are saying come August 10th, when you vote, what are you voting for? We want to hear from you this morning. What are you voting for, people? The things that we hear. Are you voting for the politician who's going to stand on a rooftop today and tell you how nice they look? Are you voting for the person who is going to continue singing a particular song? Are you voting for the person who wants to make you feel a little bit more Kenyan because of where you're from? Who are you voting for? And not just who, but what is it that they represent that you are voting for? Because you know what, guys? If you don't know, we're in bigger problems than we can ever imagine. If you don't know the reason, beyond, okay, I need to vote, it's my duty, the thing you are voting for, if you do not know, then you need to get to work. And you need to get to work today. But we want to hear from you this morning because it's Dear Mr. President. Let's tell you what Kenyans